Is this thing on? Harold? Is it on? Alright. How much time we got? Hang on, guys. Hang on. Have a see what the time is. So, gotta put that there, like that. Put a band there, the band there. Okay. That's a wristwatch. If you don't guys know what that is, that's a thing called a wristwatch. And I've got the new thing in the house. It's called a cordless phone. You can walk around the bastard. It's good. Cordless. My mate down the road supposedly has a phone. It's called a mobile phone. That's what. So basically, I've got time there, so I know what it is. Okay. It's ticking away. Won't be long soon. I've got time to waste, so I might as well have a banana. Banana. Nature's gift. I wonder, because we've bred these things so much, they're sweet now. I like carrots. Carrots used to be black. Now they're orange. So, are you missing some of the vitamin that we don't have no more? So anyway, that made me wonder. No, we still need a little bit more time, so it doesn't move, so we're still waiting. Get close, guys, though, get close. Right, let's talk about something interesting. Something I was watching. Now, I'm almost there now, so yeah. So, one more mouthful. Now, I'm guilty of this. And I'd say most of you guys are guilty of this too, which is good. So now I can talk. Now, most people skip. I call them the skippers. They watch part of the video, not interested, go click. And my problem is my remote control or clicker or called foot power. You have to get up and go and change channel and go back over. Now TVs don't have buttons. When we had, we just got rid of it because it doesn't work no more. You couldn't get the on off button to work, just stopped working. So you had to change where we are. Years ago, the TV. Remember the V-hold? We go up and down. Or you just had to adjust the channel just a little bit with a knob. Everything was a knob. So things moved weirdly. So years ago, I found out, I think, get a bit off track here. I think years ago, future inventions. These were inventions that were done, but they weren't finalised yet. So I'd say back in the 70s, but the book came out in the 80s. They had a thing called mechanical TV. So it had fingers and it worked and worked really well. High speed rate and all that, and it looked movement. But it was pins. Pins go in there. Don't know what they did for the lights. They must have had a light showing at the front. And this thing worked like brilliant. But the only problem was, because it was mechanical, it took up basically a whole shed to make this thing work. So it was heavy, it was too noisy, so you had to have super loud speakers just to work. The other invention that made me always remember, I mean, just things like this. As a kid, what do you remember? Leave a comment. What do you remember that affected where you are now in your life? What did you see and go, wow, a turbocharged car? If you're old enough, that was not a thing. But if you were part of the Air Force in World War II, turbocharged, supercharged airplanes, you would have known about stuff like that. So then it trickles down the hill. Like shit always goes downhill. Things change. So this guy, he was blind, but he did have eyesight before, so he knew how things work. This is the other part of the book that I really remember. I should find that book. My dad's got it. So he lost his eyesight for an industrial accident, as far as I know. So they gave him two mechanical eyes, and the eyes were connected to his stomach. The nerves off his stomach wall. Now, only recently, about a year or so ago, found out your stomach is related to the nerves on the side, related to your brain. Yep, time's up. So the skippers are all gone. Hopefully one there. Just us blokes who want to know about truth. Now, I know I haven't got a really big thing. Oh, my wife's dog in here tonight. There's chicken pots out for rats and stuff. So he went blind, so they gave him two cameras, so he had stereo cameras, and they're connected to his nerves on his stomach. And his stomach, as far as I know, is related to your brain in some respects. If you eat 20 minutes later, you'll go, I'm feeling full because your brain is slow in your stomach to talk to your brain. So you'll eat it and all of a sudden, boom, it's full, and you go, no, I don't want no more. There's something to do with that. But they connect to those nerves. Now this guy who could not see nothing no more at all, could all of a sudden see light and dark, not clear. He could see shapes. He said he could see a triangle, see a square, and because he saw before, he could actually answer questions. So it made sense because he'd been there, done that. So to me, I thought, wow, that's in the 80s, late 70s, what the whole future holds for us. Like, this guy could see enough that he could walk around, and if it was big enough, he would not trip over it. So I thought, that's crazy. And now, where's it all gone? Technology, we should have that stuff now. If we went in the high of mechanical stuff, mechanical TV, as I said, we went down that road instead of digital, where would we be now in our technology? Small mechanical stuff. We have micro robots in our bloodstream, stuff like that, but it just makes you wonder where would we be. So anyway, I thought I'd talk to you guys about what I was thinking about that day and why I am what I am. As I said, I don't think I'm normal. Now, this Mirinda, I showed you this the other day. Where's the camera? I'll put it back up against his phone now. Now, if you're suffering from depression or anxiety, I should talk to the guy next door. He's got the anxiety. Lost his wife over it. He's got his marriage fell apart. He told my wife, probably trying to chat her up. Told my wife, he just couldn't cope, man. It's some people can't cope, and it's just interesting how people deal with things like, you know, it fixed my brain so I got memory again, and I didn't really dream for a long time after I had my stroke. Before that, I had very good dreams, very vivid, almost like I was there. So this stuff has given me back my memory in big ways, but also it's clarified my brain. It's cleaned out the crap that I suppose, like anything you might be able to see, but the smoke in the room. But you see through the smoke, but you can go where you're going. But if there's smoke in the room, it might be causing you an issue. So if you're trying to get alcoholism or just trying to lose weight, just trying to get your brain to think the way you want it to think, maybe this will help you. It's natural. So yeah, it's worth a try. I can guarantee so. It's worth a try. Now, I had this in my hand, and I looked down, and I saw something. So I'll grab that. But anyway, first we'll talk about pleasantries. Because normally I say, "G'day, mate." Well, I'm not today. Because, well, I could go nothing. What's up? Well, the roof. And luckily it was raining before. Now it's not. It's wet. But yeah. Oh, that there. Oh, sorry, bro. That's above bar of a Nissan Patrol 2002, brand new. I put it there a few years back. But yeah. Or maybe that's not your cup of tea. Or like, might be. Welcome to Shop Talk. Maybe not. Well, hello everybody. Well, maybe not that. See, Australians are real shit stirrers. We really are. I used to be a real stirrer. Not to upset people or make them go, I'm going to kill you, bastard. Well, we did do that too, but not in a sense that would be derivative or put you down because you're a race. If you're lazy, you're a lazy bastard. I shouldn't say nothing else, but that's why you are. I got Aboriginal in me, so I don't really care what I say. But I got to be careful here because I already checked off YouTube. But yeah, other people say things like, hello friends. Yeah, if you hear him, mate, simple as that. Well, the other one, like, yeah, what's up? My brother. Oh, I'll show you what's up. I'll think of all this stuff. I'll see what you chew around. So, I go like that. That's all stand for me doing this that day. That's where that cup is with full of my stuff. It's starting to break down. The yellow is now in the bottom a little bit. So, oh look, a Solo 70. I haven't even touched that. So, okay, I'll say that. What's up? The Solo 70. I haven't touched that since I put that up there a few years back. And that's all there. You haven't seen that one yet. It's a Chinese-made saw called Rock. And it's 45 cc's, I think it is. No Chinese-made pull starter attachment. It's just pull it straight away, and it's hard to pull over. It's high compression. But yeah. And hey, Benji. Here's my wife, little dog, Benji. But anyway, So, yeah, anyway, pleasantries. Why we do anything, really? Well, as a stirrer, as I was younger, before I had the stroke and all that, before I had my whole life in front of me, being a healthy person and all that crap. So, I'd say, 12 years ago, or maybe I'd say 15 years ago, the boss came up, and if you want to go try to your boss, you got time to do this, because you only live once. So, try stuff. Just go and experiment, like my cup up there. Try what's going on. I'm dribbling all that crap now, but my boss came up to me, and I was told the big boss is coming up soon, and I knew the big boss. I've watched him a few times. I watched him stretch stuff across the stage. Go, we're going to do this. They're coming to go in this new direction. We're going to have more safety. You can't do this. You can't do that. You have to treat people all the same, and people who are different have to be treated better. So the majority rules minority. So majority. Hang on, isn't there a few people minority, like the special people who say that I might look like a bloke, but I'm a girl? Okay, you got part of you's half girl, part of you's half boy, but if you're born with a dick and balls, because now all the people are clipped and gone away. If you got dick and balls, maybe you were born a boy. So in Tasmania, Australia, as far as I know, it has not changed. If babies are born, they're born with no sex. Hang on, aren't they born with a vagina or a dick and balls, or something's wrong there? I thought the doctors went to do no harm. Now those kids, when they grow up, will have harm because they'll say, "Mummy, was I born weird? I look, my birth certificate, I was born in 1972, and my sister was born in 1970, and it said, my older sister Kathy, she was alive when I was born." And I was like, great, my sister's alive, which is good, because I didn't know she died. So it's one of those things. Anyway, the boss walked across the stage. He's always been one of these blokes. Now, I've worked with this boss before, and he worked at the same place where I was, filling up boxes full of rice bubbles. And if you had a chance to go talk about the Bible, because they were religious people in the factory I worked at, he'd walk off, and my boss, my foreman, would go, "Where's the boss?" I'd say, "I don't know." So you put a call out for him, "Please return back to workstation." He wouldn't come back. And finally they find him, "Where have you been, mate?" "4th time today." "Oh, toilet." Another person came out and said, "No, you were talking with such and such." And he'd go, "Oh, no, I wasn't." And another person would come, "Well, he was talking to that bloke over there just a minute ago too." So he's a talker. And then the minority of the arseholes in the world are lifted up on our shoulders. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they're good bullshit asses. Most people who are bullshit asses get lifted up above our shoulders, and the people who work hard, bend over and hurt their back all day, don't see what's going on with your ass up in there, see your eyes. So he became a boss. Anyway, he knew what I was like. Well, he was a factory boss or production manager for quite some time, which is not the highest of the high. But then a new boss came through. The previous new boss, or previous big boss, he had a bit of an emotional breakdown and left. So this is where we get to, guys. A new big boss for a factory came through. Well, I was told he was coming through, and I thought, I'll be a shit stirrer. And you can do this. It's not going to affect anyone by nationality, sex, preferences, where you want to stick it, all the rest of it. Like you say, kid, "Henry, don't put your finger up your ass, then put it up your nose, and then lick your finger clean." Why not, Daddy? Because it's what, Daddy? It's wrong. But they say at school, Daddy, 2 boys can have sex with each other, and that's alright, because that's natural. But why, Daddy? Why can't they? That's one of them. So anyway, new boss, I was told he's come in. As my new boss came in, I'll get the chainsaws in a minute. New boss came in, he put the hand down. And I looked him up and down. Well, yeah, okay, his hand's down. And he goes, like that. Now, if you're going to put your hand down, most guys don't know what to do if you go, "Yeah, hello." And he goes, "Well, yeah." I said, "I don't shake hands. This is pre-COVID, this is years ago, 15 years ago." I said, "I don't shake hands." And he goes, and my production manager, my foreman, the guy above him, he said, "Kevin." I said, "So?" he touched his dick on the hair. He's right-handed. I know he's right-handed. So he didn't know what to do with his hand with the hair for long enough to go, I know it's uncomfortable. I know if you hold your hand there for 50 seconds, it starts getting heavy. And he's like, yeah, well, are you working fine, mate? Yes, I always work hard, sir. How about you? Are you working hard mentally or physically? And he didn't know what to say. He really good. He's fat. Oh, he's fat, sweaty looking guy. Now he wasn't there for very long. He came from another big company, and probably bullshit type thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And apparently he didn't work out very well at all. But he was all like, he didn't talk. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying before. Now I had the Mirinda in my hand, and I looked down. Now, getting back to dreams, clarity, stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's this or I'm just rewiring my brain, because I said I don't think normally I have respect for people who show respect. If someone acts like a dickhead, I'm Australian. I'll say you are a knuckle. So, I just see it as it is. I don't really care. Like, America goes, bucking, we cut rounds and forward. Well, you might go, bucking hardwood. Like, if you change the B to F. Because that's what our wood is, hard stuff. Unless you know, if you look up what, say American red oak, work out the hardness of that and try and overlap that with hardness of other timber around the world. I can't do it. We're in metric in Australia. America's in metric. I don't understand they are, but they are in metric. But they haven't pushed it down the line. As I said, shit goes downhill, but slowly. Of course, the reason being, if aeroplanes fly around the world, and I know this for a fact, all airplane pilots have to speak English, no matter where they come from. So there's a point of reference where everyone does the same thing, okay? Now, they all do the same thing that way. Now, when they get to an airport, there was a couple of instances over the time where certain places, most from the wars and stuff, certain places were pounds per inch type thing, and some were metric, some were this. So you'd say, look, I want 2,000 whatever, and that 2,000 what? 2,000 litres, 2,000 pounds, 2,000 psi. So planes were falling out of the sky. So America did adopt metric, but didn't adopt it in a way that I'd say would make sense. Now to me, that metric, the way it works, it's tens. Everything's in tens. So if you got 1 millimetre, that can be divided by 10, and that will give you 0.1 millimetre. Then you go to a centimetre, you got 10 mils in a centimetre. And so it's just all intense, so it's easy to work out what's going on. But if you go to pounds, or you go to, what's the other one you guys got? PSI, stuff like that, it's a different way of doing it. But if you try and cross-reference the two, it's very hard in some respects. When it comes to dollars, American dollars, Australian dollars, you can work out your computer or your phone. Oh, look, a phone. Oh, I haven't got one here, except for the one watching me. But that's easy to clarify. But when it comes to things like hardness of wood, we have a lot of eucalyptus in Australia. So a guy asked me on the video for the Neotech F380, was that a red cedar, because it was wet. It was really pretty red actually, because I hadn't even dropped off the day before. But no, it's Australian gum, and Australian gum combines from white to red to yellow. Tell that you're quite yellow. Ironbark will be quite red too. I think the last bit on the Farm Max was big bit of ironbark, I'm pretty sure. But things that people don't realise, there should be a common trait now. Most people, I should stop around. Most people know what right and wrong is as a kid, unless there's something wrong with you. And my uncle said to me years ago, he believes that kids should be assessed for say year 5 at school, and just sit down. If you saw a turtle upside down, and have all these different questions so kids couldn't ask each other what the answer was. You saw a turtle upside down and it was dying. What would you do? Leave it there? If the kid's got a bit of issues, he might go, I pick him up and stick him on the fire, mate, because that tastes good, eh? Well, you can't do that. Yeah, but I cook them all the time. Okay. So you might have to put a little star in that kid. He has to work out his nationality, where he comes from, and they might love turtle. And might be that country that eats turtle. Don't know. And then when you get to the age of, say, I don't know, I'll go trying to work out what America has. They have primary school, I think, and they go to higher school. But yeah, so say the age of 14, start being a teenager, 14, 15, something like that. Assess them again and see if a lot of kids have issues when they become teenagers. They real bad issues that become quite violent, or pressures from other kids might make them feel like they have to do, like schoolyard shootouts. Like, why are kids doing this? Why do they feel like the outlet is to get a gun? Like, I'm not a gun user really, but I have used a gun. I enjoy using a gun. I don't have a gun, but I can make a gun. I won't say too much more, but bullets are accessible. I can get them if I need them. But the point is, I know what they are, and if you don't know what they are, people start thinking, well, how do they work? We should have some way of doing so. Now in Australia, you have to go join a gun club, do a safety course. It's quite hard to have a gun, and it's BS of what happened to Port Arthur. When you start going into, people have done videos and videos of them talking about what happened to them. Guy got shot in the neck. His wife got shot in the head. Headshot wise down there. It was too many headshots. It was too accurate. It was a professional hit. So there's more in Port Arthur, Tasmania. It's all BS. They did that, and then all of a sudden after that, this is for you Americans. After that, they said, we're going to buy back your guns. Not because you want to, because we're going to make you, because it's a safety issue. Another way of controlling us by saying, you don't know what you're doing. Well, I'm sorry, but there might be an issue, and one day we might be swamped by, well, for our sake, say there's a massive earthquake in the northern hemisphere, and the earthquake caused a volcano to go off, and that blew up shit everywhere, and all of a sudden, people couldn't feed themselves towards dust to the atmosphere, and they were dying. Well, there'll be a swamp here in Australia of, say, an Asian country. They come down here to Australia, and we can't defend ourselves, and say maybe part of their lifestyle is, if they want something, which I know they do, I've had work with, I'm getting the subjects, I should be careful, islanders and stuff like that. Oh, I like that. And the woman I work with, she said she would have to hide everything she had if she knew her friends or family were coming. Because if they went to her company and go, I like that clothes, she'd have to go, you take that. Now, she was always sick, and the girl I worked with, she finally figured out why. Now, this girl would have friends or family come over quite regularly, because they're quite a family-orientated people, which that's why I got 6 kids, because I understood. I watch people and go, they're doing this, and it's good. I saw what they did, there's a lot of love. But she would give their medication away, like, she'd get halfway through antibiotics and have to give it away to a friend. So, life is more complicated. Trying to talk to my kids today. My daughter wants to know, she's 14. What I do, I'm dumb. Well, I was a bit like that too as a kid. I still don't know what I want to do in my life, but I like Chainsaw, so simple as that. So I was watching a show where they're talking about the resonation of sound waves. Now, they come from the head. Your thoughts will resonate out. I didn't know this before. They'd resonate out, and it would be, say you were positive. So we're getting back to that subject again. Say you're positive, and your thoughts will come out at a certain wavelength. Say you were negative, or say you're being pushed down, say people around you are dying, and you were so depressed. Maybe that will help you. They were saying that if you put out a certain wavelength, I'll put a link to this thing if I can find on the YouTube, on the bottom of this camera, this video. You put a wavelength out, that's what it is. Now, your heart, on the other hand, didn't do wavelength, it done magnetic fields. And your heart has 5 times the amount of power than magnetic fields, I'm not sure how this all works, in your brain. But once you sync up your magnetic fields with your heart to the wavelengths of your brain, all of a sudden, I was saying to my daughter, if you like doing something, do it. Like me doing Chainsaw, if you want to do it, do it. But do it good. Find a way to do it and just be good at it. So, anyway, we're getting back to when I was looking down on the floor and putting this away in the cupboard here, I saw this, which is not very much. Most guys got one of these. So, we'll get that out. I'll switch you around. So, time says, well, we're getting on 24 minutes. So, I saw this. This is meat and potatoes now. Alright. I might put my head torch on here so you guys can see. Now this was a 52 mil, I think it was. No, 62 mil piston and chainsaw thing. Old saw, full of crap. It really a piece of crap, really. It was full of dust. It did a hell of a lot of hard work. So it didn't die. It just got abused its whole life. But it kept on going. But I pulled this apart. I'm not sure what for now. But I thought about, will I get this or will I get this other stuff? Or probably will get that. Got me water. Water, hang on guys. I'll have some water. Because it's got a catcher over the back of the seal, crank seal. Should be able to see that. This is important. That stops that seal popping out. Now I'm not 100% certain this to be the right saw for this, but it's cheap enough to experiment. I don't really have the technology. I have the silly ideas because I'm a bit weird in the head, as you all know. This seal here has no cage on the outside of that. Need to get a thing to hold the seal like that, and that wouldn't hold much, but just enough to stop popping out. I'd use Permitech or something so that seal can't pop out, or something that's quite good. Oil pump, get rid of that, piss it off. All these bits here, cut them, piss them off, and have a cylinder, no muffler or whatever. Anyway, I thought I won't use this because the only thing wrong with this is starting heavy. And it's a bit too big, so I will get some stuff ready and I'll get back to this in a sec. We'll talk about how to make power. Hang on guys, I'll get some more stuff. So a few saws on the table. There's Paul's 3120, Dirty Ralph and Farm Mac F80. Now, leave a comment. I'm just a bit, what do you think of these three saws have in common? It's interesting. So, have a quick think. I have another bite of my banana because I'm hungry. Type away. What do they have in common? You probably never guessed it here. Right, time's up. Have we got a winner? Now, what they all have in common is that guy in there. I'm pretty well sure it's producing power in a weird way, but I want to know why. I think it's to do with the coil. It's got an Italian-made coil, and it advances the timing. If you listen to the way it cuts, in the latest video I'm doing, it bogs down. As soon as it bogs down, it starts to climb again. So it's advancing. When it bogs in, it brings the timing back and advances again. So it's a way of giving more power for being smart. So there you go. Poor dog didn't know where to sit. He was getting upset because the shed's only small. So the coil on this thing here, the Farmac, apparently it's made in Italy. I can get them off Amazon. I think it's close to $100 by the time I get to Australia. So I can't go that way. So yeah, I'm not happy at that. So Dirty Ralph needs the coil advance on this for sure. And this one here, the coil is going to be graphed. So I'm going to work out what's going on with this coil, because I know it can only go to about 10.5 revs, 10,500 revs, and it starts to bounce at 4 strokes. It breaks down. Now I want to send this home before Christmas, but because of its coil is and my show on that, I'm worried about doing something. I'm way stronger now, so I'm going to go with this. I want to put the timing light in this and work out where the timing numbers are on this and see what the coil is doing on this particular saw, what times that coil sits at, what degrees. I've done it before on a small saw, so I'm going to do it on Dirty Ralph first, find out where she sits. Now Dirty Ralph's got the original factory coil. I do have another factory coil, but I would say these are all made in China, so they're cheap rubbish, but I would say I have to manually adjust timing on this and advance it. So I'll see how she sits, but after that I'll leave it. So, but you have to do it with timing light, have to work out where everything is. So that's what these three saws have in common. Now, after that, this saw here. Now, I'll get rid of Dirty Ralph because I don't want it now. Let's talk about why these three parts of the saws are still back up here. One, because I couldn't be bothered getting the Farmac out, and This is Dirty Ralph's first heart. So it's small. And I'm thinking maybe, now that's where we get into power, guys. I'm talking serious power. And it goes back to technology, back to World War II times, back to a lot of things I would like to know. A lot of technologies couldn't be done because they didn't have the steel, didn't have the machinery or computer stuff to work out. Timing and stuff like that, so. Are you assuming my silly ugly mug again? So I'll put it there. So what I suggest, that part I didn't go to the part, Silver. I got dog on my way. Sorry mate. It's alright, relax. It's alright. I'm not relaxing. Now he's alright there. Hey, sit on my chair mate, my chair doesn't move much. Right. So I got Dirty Ralph's heart, original heart. It's a clamshell. There's no crankshaft in it right now. You need the crank and you need a lot of tools to make it work. Now I have one of my own sort of cut down cylinders. So I'll put you guys can see. So this cylinder here, there's your intake. I'm more into the intake or transfers, timing against exhaust. So to me, I want to see what's going on more this way. And this cut down is more something I just found a minute ago. I didn't know it was in here, if I was in another part of the other shed. But this here is more important. I'll turn the light down. Half string. Okay, so that's more important. So I'll get back to this in a sec. There's a C-clip, I need that. Thank you, it goes off a carby. My throat's getting dry now. So what we need to do, guys, who can, say Dino Joe, Charles Briscoe, people who know enough about machinery, in my opinion, are confident enough what they're doing, and also curious enough. Maybe those guys can do it. Maybe it's someone who have never really played with chainsaws, but are curious enough to do this. Now, you need a chainsaw. Similar size, there's 118 cc's, if not correct, might be 118 and a half. This saw is quite big. This is Dirty Ralph's heart. So it was, I think 37 cc's. It's the original small ball one. So it's before the big ball, is it? Yeah, small ball. So I poured this, wasn't impressed with the power, so I got a big ball, and I'm still not impressed. No compression, absolutely none. After doing that rev thing about dying over, see how far I revved it. Just sitting there, huge revs. The rings are bedded into the cylinder, so it's more compression now. Not much more, but it's like giving the thing a high rev for 6 seconds like that. It's changed the saw. Now it's had probably 3 or 4 tanks, so maybe that's part of it. Now you need a big capacity saw, so this one here, but it's not the type of saw you need. It's big, but it doesn't have straight charge. It's not X-Torque. So we'll move him on. Careful about me falling over with the thing. Hot saws moved around everywhere. Things moved everywhere. So I put this one back. So Paul, I'll be working on this very soon, mate. I'll see this in your hand Christmas Day if I can. So we're getting there. Right, that goes like that. Now, something like this, and this means you have to do a lot of work, but then this saves you. This is still T800, I think it is. The pull star's off. Now, if you notice, there's no pull star on this side. No pull star this side. Just if you guys are still back on. This thing has a habit of turning off. So there's no pull star. The pull star is normally this side. I need parts, so the guy hasn't come around. Been to bits and pieces, but most parts here, I've got the primer, but this really is what you want. So I'd say a MS81, I think they're straight charge. So something big, but this would be good because the pull star's this side, which gives you access to your bar and chain. If you make this work, maybe you could, maybe you can't. So I particularly need something like this and put that back down. Just like smart, picking up something heavy and twisting was way back. Ow. Oh, not too bad though. So we'll go to my colour. I'll try and get you guys to see what's going on. Because I done on Neotech Madness, I had a NH841, so This is the only saw that I've had straight charge. That's your intake there. You guys probably can't see that, so I'll lift you up a bit. I got a crank handle, so it's mechanical. I'll crank it up. So I'm mechanically minded. If I can see it move, I'm fine. Apart from that, I have to find out how it works, electrical stuff like that, and get a gauge. And you just can't see electricity. So if you touch the bastard, you know it's there because it goddamn hurts. Right. So there's your import. A bit closer. Wish someone was here holding this. So that's your import there. If you guys can see. Okay, now you can. See imports there. You might need to take a pointer. Yeah, and fuel goes in there. So that's important. So if you've got a big capacity saw with a good strong modern motor, good bearings, stuff like that, this will be more powerful. I think maybe more than that turbo. So you have air and fuel go through here, which is what it normally does anyway. But the strato port here, if you could modify this, way this goes into the saw to go away from maybe that's a way of thinking about it. A strato-charged cylinder, but a non-strato-charged piston. So maybe we can work our way that way. Maybe that could be that's way could be way. So the piston. Hang on, can I get a piston? I'll go get a piston. Hang on, guys. Okay, so if you got a strato-charged cylinder and same crankshaft stroke wise, which I do believe that, say 372 strato, you can convert them to a normal saw by changing the cylinder and piston. So maybe that'll work. So that's a steel piston of a I think a MS660, I think. 54 mils, I think. So you've got windows, so the only part you're looking for is the rings, and that the rings act as a seal. So as your piston goes up and down, as it goes down for your intake, go from the strato. Once you go down from the intake, will go up, it starts sucking, and it causes a void. So it causes the air to force its way into the cylinder, comes back down, starts pressurizing. You have too much inlet, it spits back. So guys are trying to work at that now. And once it goes enough, it's sealing. Now, the seal's not 100% because the rings are up here. So my theory was 2 rings with the bottom ring puts more pressure on the sub, I think. Now it goes down to bottom dead center. Once you go down to bottom dead center, I'll flick you around. I'm doing myself. Turn this torch down. So once you go down, bottom dead center. So that way, that's the exhaust. So once your cylinder or your piston goes down past that cylinder exhaust on your big motor, your strato motor, let all exhaust that and all that crap out. And we'll start the cycle off. So as you go up, as you know, it starts causing a drag on the intake on the side here, and it sucks air in. So as your piston goes up, it sucks air in, and that fills up. As it comes back down, it starts to seal that. Seal, it goes up, and after that, it'll go, eventually go up your stratos, your transfer chambers, and they'll pop into the cylinder. Now, my idea with strato, a strato is slightly different, Tom. The strato charges slightly before the fuel goes in. So the way they work, what I can understand is you have the strato will go bang first, blow out all the exhaust before fuel and that goes in. So that's why the intake hole is so small on the strato. But it doesn't need to. The exhaust will be all blown out by air, so it's freshly charged with just clean air, no exhaust. And some motorbikes actually use exhaust to actually have more power. So there's 2 schools of thought in that, for me anyway. Anyway, the strato charge at a certain height, so it's actually below the transfers. But can that be blocked off? And I'd say your strato charge, where are we? Your strato charge could be blocked off. Now, okay, we'll get back to having a big motor. Like I can't. Teacher did do a good job, teacher. And you can't see what you're doing and all the crap trying to film. Trying to get handle this stuff. So your big bore. It's going up and down with your transfers and all that. Now, if you can mount a smaller cylinder on one side, I'd say the flywheel side. And this is just for power guys, just to see what would happen after that. Who knows what people could, they can might be able to make the cylinder back end like Harley. Maybe that's the way you can do it. So the cylinder will be mounted to the side somehow on the crankshaft of the actual power saw itself. That's just how work out. Starting the thing, all the rest of the crap, you have to weld two crankshafts up so they're timed at the same time. Now, I would say what would happen as the saw goes down, pressurised to some, and where you normally have air flowing through the transfer port, move those ports up a bit higher. So there, what you're doing is let the air and fuel mixture from the normal motor come out into the cylinder, and once your rings get past once your rings get past the transfer up into the cylinder like that, wrong piston, it locks up all the pressure you've got. If all the power stuff you've caught now, it's up to your port and stuff. If you got mixture right, that's all the power you'll get, except for playing with timing on the ignition. So what I'm saying is, that's what I'm thinking. Move your transfers up for your strato charge higher than the transfers that normally work. So what happens then? This motor here is working on a cycle where it sucks fuel and air in, so, and a carby. So it could be the same carby if you get big enough carby. I'd probably do that because once you set your mixture, you want to make sure it's right. It'd be too hard to do two carbies. So it suck air and fuel like normal. Have a Y section on it, so it goes down to this particular saw. It's sitting here basically at the same time. So once your motor's sealed, this one here starts coming up. It's coming up at a set time. So they're doing this, but they're not coming up together. One's a bit slower than the rest. So it wouldn't be too much out, but just enough to be out, but not 100%. So I think we'd have to work out things like this. But the straight port, if you move it up and past the original one, the piston would come up from this small motor. So everything's sealed except for this one. The fuel and air would come out the spark plug because you want to pressurize this. Actually, piston in there. Pressurize this as it goes up. You want the pressure off from this motor coming out the spark plug. So if you have a huge hole, you wouldn't have that small one at all. Block off the exhaust, don't need that. You still suck air and fuel, still have transfer chambers and all that. But suck it up as the strato port that you've moved the timing for is set the right timing with this thing here. So once your piston covers your original transfer ports, this piston then starts, it's coming up at the same time. It wouldn't be much, but it must be somehow doing it. Maybe you have to do 2 speeds, I'm not quite sure. It would come up and this one here would be a helper. So this would put more pressure into this cylinder here. Any problem when you get side effect is weight. It puts more pressure in the cylinder because this has got rings on this. It actually is a valve. Shuts off your charge. Because there's rings on this motor here, the whole, like, even though your stratos have been, your normal strato chambers have been opened up, fuel's been pushed into the top of the cylinder until it's been closed off. The fuel, even if the fuel in this goes back to this one, it doesn't matter. This one's sealed off on the intake and the exhaust because the rings up past this exhaust anyway. This one was just a slight time of different. There's no spark plug, there's no coil, no oil pump. It's basically a dry motor that's still got a crank. The fuel will lubricate the suit. No heat, so it's just heavier, that's all. So you might be able, you probably could actually cut the cylinder back, cut most of these fins off. You will get a heat, like a air compressor, because what we're dealing with is just air compressor. It's all this is air compressor, both of them. So this will compress air more into this, and all of a sudden you'll have heaps more power, because I'd say if you're dealing with this and a cylinder twice the size, so 100 cc's with a 50 cc cylinder as a extra compression, it should be completely different. So what would happen if you had 50% more air compressor into your cylinder and you go bang with spark plug. The rings will all set, it should be a boom, and it sets itself up again and again. It's just heavier, but if you spend time with this, I'm sure we can make it a hell of a lot lighter. And if you do it on a small saw like this 45, it's a CS 370. Like I say, this saw, if you mucked around, will be no heavier than the 3227. Yeah. Hey guys, my madness out in the shed doing stuff. I think about things all the time. I drink water again. It's not vodka, I wish it was. But yeah, it's one of those things. Can we get more power of these things? Oh, of course we can. Look up World War II. They had made an aeroplane at the end of the war. Would you sit still, Benji? World War II. At the end of World War II, 1946, I think it was, they had the most powerful piston power motor ever made. It was like 20 horsepower per litre, I think it was, or more. 100 horsepower per litre. But it's similar to this, but slightly different. It worked on the notion of a cylinder inside this cylinder. So you got your piston going up and down like normal like that. But the cylinder on the inside this one, if you guys know it, I probably can't find the video. There's a cylinder that goes up. You go, this thing's back to front. The cylinder is inside this. So as your piston goes up and down like normal, the cylinder will go up and down with the piston. Slightly different timing, but the cylinder would go up and do this rock like that. So it had a lot of cogs and stuff on the side. But while I was doing that, see the ports we have here, these ports would be open and shut. The cylinder on this side going up and down was a valve. It just opened up the ports and shut them at the right time. The rings up the top right here, these rings would follow that cylinder. So they must have had some way of locking the rings so they couldn't come off. So I'm not sure how that works. But the internal cylinder would go top dead center just before this piston would go top dead center, so you wouldn't lose your rings at the top of your cylinder and drop off stuff like that. So it was really weird. Now that thing was like a V16, I think it was, but the power was phenomenal. Now I know it was at the end of World War II because what happened at the very end, they're doing a run on this thing with dyno tune the thing, and it was so loud itself, the air raid sirens, because I thought there was another air raid bombers coming to blow them all up here in Germany, or from Germany. This is all English stuff. English are quite smart guys, but it's what technology. Now that was on the period when they're about to go jet fighters. Now they thought, no, we're not going piston because jets have got more power. Jets are good, but jets have got very fast moving bits, and fast moving bits wear out. So simple as that. But anyway, this thing worked, but it had a few problems with reliability because they had the thing going for about a year at that most. But the power was absolutely phenomenal. Now this was a 2-stroke petrol powered thing. It was supercharged, turbo. It had oomph. Now I'm just trying to work out, can we do oomph cheaply? So that's what I'm saying. Change your stratas where your charges are. Normally it's below the transfer chambers. Put them up above, but after the transfer chambers, say a degree or 2 degrees past where your rings will seal. It won't go nowhere. It will go back to this cylinder at the most, but this cylinder is already under pressure, so it won't go nowhere. So you might have a pulse back here, but all of a sudden when this piston goes top of the center, which is not far behind this piston, it'll push air in there. And once those stratas cover over, because they're only small little thin things, enough to let air in, so it can be wide but thin. So that's all it is. Not enough, you can be careful. You go, say something like that, any wider than that, the cylinder might pop off the bolts and snap and fall. So have high tensile bolts, a good quality cylinder. So I'd say something like an MS 881, something like that. Hey guys, enough of my drill. Me wife watched the last video, and I caught her and I said, what are you doing? She goes, oh, just watching your video. I thought she's trying to work out what's going on. But anyway, I love me chainsaws, I love me motors, I love technology that we did have, or we still do have, but we're not told about it. Or what I'd love to see is stuff that have been, pulled out of the file and go, no, they didn't need to see that. We spent $10 million on that, or $100 million. It didn't quite work. We'll put that back there and 10 years from now, we'll grab that, or 20 years from now, we'll grab that and give it to new young blokes to go, can we make this work with the technology we have today? But yeah, I think we could do this in our sheds, I still don't know what, alright, leave this as a comment. What would you call this motor? It's not turbo, it's not supercharged, it's a push-pull motor, I'm not quite sure. It's like a pump. On the pump. That could be it. On the piss. On the pump. Alright guys, over now. Thanks for watching.